What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel. So those of you guys who are new here, my name is Asha. My channel name is Asha Everything, but my name is Asha. I am a 30-year-old account manager. I work here in Atlanta, Georgia. I am born and raised in Georgia, and I've been living in Atlanta, you know, like I guess by myself, not in college, like really living in Atlanta since like 2017. And I graduated from Georgia State University with my bachelor's in film studies. And I graduated from the University of West Georgia with my master's in instructional technology. So that is a little bit about me, things that I talk about here on my channel: love, lifestyle, luxury, everyday life, you know, just really big on women empowerment, really big on amping my sisters up, telling them they're beautiful, telling them that they can do it all. We can be multifaceted. We don't just have to choose one thing and stick to it. That's pretty much what I talk about here on this channel. So if you identify with that, go ahead and thumbs this video up. Go ahead and subscribe, because baby, you're gonna love it here, okay? Y'all better ask my subscribers, my A1s. They will let y'all know. It's very grown women, very grown woman stuff going on over here. It's not none of that, you know, nothing. We just keep it real. We talk, we laugh, we help each other. And yeah, that's pretty much what my channel is about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into my intro. It's cute or whatever, and then we'll get into the Q&A/updates. Rome wasn't built in a day. Into whom much is given, much is required. Last year, we planted the seed. Together, we will watch it grow. Okay, y'all, so welcome back. So, hopefully y'all like the intro if you're new here, and then I know my OGs, y'all love the intro. So right now, I am about to pull up my latest YouTube video where I asked you guys to ask me questions, because the last time I did a Q&A was I think in July, June, something like that. It's been over 6 months for sure. So hold on, y'all. The first question I am gonna answer is, somebody asked me where did I get those big old earrings, the big gold earrings that I've been wearing. So y'all, I got those from Of Your. I think that's how you say it, Of Your. I'm gonna put it right here because I want you guys to be able to get those earrings. I paid $70. They ship them internationally. I think I had to pay like $10 for shipping or something. But I told you guys that I got those earrings from Nisi, like Nisi, being Nisi. You guys, if you watch YouTube, then you know who she is. That's my girl. She wore them in Bali, and I saw them, and I was like, oh baby, I gotta have those. And I went and I bought them, and I'm obsessed. I literally just took them off because they are a bit heavy and they be hurting sometimes. Should I just bring them so y'all can see them? Hold on. Okay guys, so these are the earrings in question. So again, this is not sponsored. I bought these because I love them and they were so cute and they did what they need to do, honey. But these are the earrings. I think I'm saying the company correct. It's Of Your, and I think it's a black owned business. So y'all make sure y'all go and support. I'm gonna make sure I link this below. But the young lady who asked me where I got these earrings, that is where I got them from. Okay, the next thing I want to get into, the last video I put out, I did change my title. I was doing a little bit of, you know, catfishing, making y'all click or whatever. But to answer all of you guys, no, I will not be doing real estate. I'm so happy for my friends and my cousin who are in real estate now and doing their thing. They are gonna kill it. I don't think real estate is for me. I think I found my lane. I think my lane is what I do currently, among other things that I want to do that do not have anything to do with social media. Just like a little insight for me. Something I'm working on now is trying to figure out another stream of income that I can make for myself that does not involve social media, meaning I don't have to promote it. It don't have to be on Instagram. It don't have to be on YouTube, TikTok. I know some of you guys may have heard, but they're trying to ban TikTok because TikTok is a entity that was formed in China, and they trying to get rid of it, child. And saying all that to say, I don't want to have all the things that I do to be funneling through like social media, and then social media goes bye-bye and I can't afford my life, and I just don't want that to happen, and that literally can happen. So it's like, before I jump into y'all know I gotta go on my preach a little bit, but I know, especially with Generation Z, if you are Generation Z and you're watching this video, what's up? Let me speak first, but let me give y'all some real talk. Generation Z, if there's something I can tell y'all, yes, being an influencer and all that stuff, I ain't gonna lie, who wouldn't want to get paid to sit and talk or do the daily things that you do with your life? Who wouldn't want that? Anybody who says they would not want that, I would almost think they're lying. Like, you mean you don't have to work hard, you don't have to use your hands, you don't have to go into an office, whatever may have you. You can be in your house making money. Who wouldn't want to do that? But I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If anything, God forbid, happens to social media or happens to the way we work, like Netflix is really good about having documentaries that talk about like Generation Z, millennials, and like kind of our mindset and how, if we keep going at this pace, what's gonna happen to us. Boom. Saying all this to say, have multiple things going on and don't just rely on social media, baby. When social media go bye-bye tomorrow, you gotta figure out how to stand on your 2 feet. And I don't wanna get too preachy, and I know this is about Q&A and I have a whole lot of other questions to answer, but I really want to touch on that because I see so many times, people talk about 19-year-olds riding around in Rolls Royces and they just on YouTube, they're YouTubers. Yes, it's beautiful to see. It's like, wow, it's amazing. Who wouldn't want to do that again? But again, it's a lot that come with this. You gotta have tough skin. If something happens tomorrow and YouTube goes down, how are these people gonna sustain? Asha, I know you love traveling and experiencing new places. Have you ever considered going on a girls trip with some of your subscribers, something intimate, maybe 8 to 16 girls, and just having a dope, good time? Would love that. And this is from Jasmine Musgrove. So hey girl, first of all, hey. So I'm not opposed to doing it. I guess my only thing is, I'm not gonna say I'm a perfectionist, but I'm somebody I'm very intentional when it comes to, like, I don't want to get in the cadence of like putting something together and like, oh, I'm gonna start like this travel thing, start doing this. It's just, that stuff is so complicated, and I'm gonna be honest, y'all, trips period can get very messy in a sense. Like, if you're not going with the right people, if you guys don't mesh, it can go left real fast. And not to bring up the story, but I know you guys know that story of that young lady who, passed going to Cabo. She was going with her friends and it went left. Things like that happen, and the only thing that would deter me away from going somewhere with my subscribers, I would have to know that y'all are some stand-up women in a sense that y'all got shit to lose. I'm gonna just throw it out there. Like, I can't go out of town with nobody, even my friends that I have now. I have friends that I have now that I've never went out of town with, probably never will go out of town with. Love them to death, but just the way people are, you just don't be knowing. And I have to know that whoever I'm going out of town with is on the same thing I'm on, as far as like the budget is set, this is what we spending, this is what we doing. It ain't gonna be no random, oh, I can't afford this, can you help me out? Or I can't. That stuff scares me, and I'm not saying that what happened with us, it's happened with friends of mine, and I get scared and I don't want to go nowhere with them again behind it. So like, that would be the only thing. I would have to really sit back. You guys know, if you guys do or don't know, Ashley and Justin had a travel group called More Life, and I used to go out of town with people I barely knew. And now it's crazy because now those same people, the same people go every year now. So they're like family now, friends now. But beforehand, I didn't know those people from a can of paint. Thank God it worked out. We had a few things happen sometimes on trips that was kind of like iffy, but it wasn't nothing crazy to make me say I would never go again. But I don't know. I'm not going to say no, but that is something that I would have to be 100% sure that, you know, it ain't gonna be no mess and no crazy stuff going on, because going out the country and shit happening out the country is so different from stuff happening in America. Like, it's like a whole thing. But so to answer your question, Jasmine, Okay, Ari. Hey, Ari. Ari said, hey, Asha, can you talk about life after undergrad, the shift into real adulthood? LOL. Whew. Okay, so y'all, it's so crazy because I say this all the time, and hopefully the lighting still is good. The sun was going down, so I know the lighting has changed a little bit. I was just saying how I remember when I was like 16 years old, 14 years old, and I just knew like, oh, this is how my life is gonna look. And I thought my life was gonna look like that at the tender age of 24. I was like, oh, when I graduate high school at 18, I'm gonna go to college. I'm gonna be done with college by 21, 22. And then after that, I'm gonna be having my kids and my husband, and we gonna be doing this and that. Like, I just knew how my life was gonna be. And baby, that ain't it. If you are somebody and you're in college or you're going to college, the best thing I can tell you to do is prep now for your future. When people say stuff like, oh, just live in the moment and you got time. Yeah, you got time, but I ain't gonna lie. The more you keep saying I got time, you gonna wake up one day, you gonna be 28 and the time is gonna be there and you ain't got no more time. And I say that to say so many people, now that I'm in my 30s, I realized like my 20s, my entire 20s was a preparation for my lit life that's gonna be going nuts in my 30s. I'm gonna be honest. Everything I sacrificed, everything I did in my 20s ultimately helped me get to where I am now in my 30s, where I just feel like, whew. And don't get me wrong, like I still got things I want to do. I still have things that I dream about, aspirations, things of that sort. But more so what I mean by I say, whoo, is because if I hadn't have grinded in my 20s and was working 3 jobs and interning for free and going to college, getting this degree, or, you know, doing these various things that I did in my 20s, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, at this tender age, at 30, I don't think I would be as far as I am. I wouldn't, I know I wouldn't be, because I see people now who are my age and they ask questions like, hey, how can I do what you do? Or how can I, and it hurts me because I'm not saying I'm not saying it's impossible to start where I am now, but it took me years to get here. I started working as a coordinator to what I do now as an account manager when I was, 24 years old, 25, maybe 25 years old is when 25, I think that's 25, maybe, something in there. But saying that to say, that was 5 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It took me all that time to get to where I am now. Like, when I was working at Comcast years ago, I probably was 24 when I was at Comcast. I was making $16 an hour. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just didn't. It's like life just happens, and you just gotta get there. And if I can give anybody any kind of advice right now, is prep now, sis. I ain't saying you got to like stop on your fun and say, no, I need to focus, because I didn't do that. But more so what I'm saying is you gotta prep early to get to where you want to be, at least by my age. You might want to do it before 30. You need to be prepping in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta get yourself there. And I think the day and time now is so different. I feel like now when you figure out what you want to do, you use your resources. If you somebody and you know you want to do hair, you know you want to be a teacher, you want to be a nurse, you want to be this and that, you got to start young, baby. You got to find those people. You research and find people who are in your community or outside of your community that do the things that you want to do, and ask them, hey, what did you do to get to where you are? Like, what did you put in place? All my life I have had mentors. Chantel, love you. Oh my God, if you watching this, Chantel has been my mentor. My sister has been my mentor. These women are how many years older than me? They're both 11 years older than me. My mentors are way older than me, because I wanted to know what mistakes did they make, what trials and tribulations did they have to take to get to where they are. And it helped me. Like, when they was my age, they was telling me, yeah, girl, I just started making my first 6 figures, or I just started this, I just started it. So it's like I already kind of knew a little bit. But I think somebody else asked me a similar question, so I'll go more in depth. But again, just to say that, Ari, honestly, like you just shit is gonna get real. I'm gonna be honest, but with how you can help it from not being a show, excuse my French, because I'm gonna blur some of these cuss words out. You literally have to start as soon as possible. Like, things do not happen overnight. Although it seems that way from social media, it seems like people start these businesses and they sales going crazy. You don't know what it took for those people to get to where they are. You just don't know. You really don't know. So anyway, saying that to say, it's a lot, girl. Let me see. Someone said Life with Share. Hey, Life with Share. She said, hey Asha, I wanted to ask what you are doing to prepare for retirement savings. I know you have different streams. I just wasn't sure if you had any insight that you wanted to share. Okay, so how do I want to answer this question? So the job that I have now, I automatically have life insurance. I automatically have like a Roth and an IRA. All that stuff is already embedded in my job. Now, not a long time ago, but this probably happened maybe 5 years ago. I had to withdraw money out of my retirement savings. I just had to take it out. I had to. I think I had hit a hardship. I want to say this happened when I transferred from working in the industry, working in the television and radio industry, and I transferred into working into like sales, like working in a corporate environment. I couldn't find a job. It took me like 3 months to find a job. I didn't have a job that whole summer. June, July, August. Yeah, I started the job in September. I did not have a job. I was using my credit card. I literally maxed my credit card out behind this. And I had to withdraw my money out because I had this. This happened in 2017 because I had just got my first apartment by myself. I've never had roommates outside of college. And my rent back then was like $1,000. It was like over $1,000. Probably with all the stuff, it was like right about 12, 13 or something. So I had to do what I had to do. I had to go ahead and withdraw that money. And I'm gonna be honest, it's just after I did that, I have not returned to using my company stuff. What I've been doing now is just literally keeping my money in my savings account in my bank. So every time I swipe my card, money goes into my savings. That's what I've been relying on. Do I think that's the best way to do it? Absolutely not. I think the best way to do it is signing up for like an IRA with like either directly with the companies like a Vanguard or trying to think of another one, but I think having an IRA is very important, and it's even something I'm trying to work on now because I'm gonna be honest, saving is you have to be very disciplined to save. And I mean like to save a lot. What I've been doing now, because I really want to get a house, I've been practicing saving more because I actually have something to save for. But again, because I don't want to lie to y'all and be like just saying stuff to sound good, I am definitely one of those people of like live in the moment, and whatever I want in that moment is what I'm saving for. I'm not really necessarily thinking about when retirement or when I turn 65. And I'm gonna be honest, the reason why I'm not thinking about that is because I don't plan on retiring at 65. I'm praying that all of the things I'm doing now and the way I'm setting myself up now, that I can retire way before that. And it's not going to be a matter of money that's sitting in a company necessarily. It's just going to be me putting myself in a position where, you know, I have the assets, I have the means, I have the property. Like, that's what I'm on right now. But again, to somebody who is not, again, if you're young and you're trying to figure it out, a savings is so important, whether it's with your job or like I said, you can directly reach out to savings companies and have that taken together. But right now I am saving for a home, so I'm being very intentional of putting all the money where it needs to go, because I need to be able to just do whatever I need to do for my home, depending on if I have to renovate, if I have to pay a large deposit, whatever may have you. That's what I'm saving for right now. So hopefully that answers your question. Were you able to lose weight during the detox? If so, how much? I purchased some tea for this weekend and I'm nervous. So y'all, that Keisha Kaur tea, that's what she's talking about. That ish works. It works. And you know, this may be a little bit TMI, but the way it works, you know, you on that toilet and it's waking you up out your sleep behind it. But it did help me. If you guys have watched some of my earlier videos, the way that I always try to stick to how I lose weight is intermittent fasting, taking that tea, and working out. I worked out maybe 2 or 3 times a week. Now, as far as what I'm doing right now, I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I have gained 10 pounds. I am right now 151, and I'm not happy with my weight. I'm not. I feel like I don't know why, but right now it's so hard for me to lose weight. I think it's because I've just been very happy. I've been eating. I haven't been telling myself no. I'm gonna be honest. The word no has not been coming up in my head when it comes to what I want to do. And so right now I am literally trying my best not to eat a lot. I've been like being very selective on my food because I want to lose the weight, and then I am gonna start going to the gym. But the only thing is I have these tape-ins in and my natural hair is out, so I'm nervous. I don't necessarily sweat in my hair, but again, this is me being transparent and keeping it real with y'all. I know I've been gaining a little weight, but I'm not nervous or scared that, you know, I'm not gonna be able to come back down because I've done it before. I know what I have to do. It's just I'm being very lazy. But right now I am intermittent fasting and I'm trying to lose weight. So that is what's going on currently. Hey girl, can you talk about how you deal with jealous friends or family? I know when people just start a new business or just start YouTube, you have them hating friends or family who don't support but will support a stranger. How do you deal with that? And Pretty and Lush said that. Here's what I'll say. Ever since I started my clothing business, not necessarily YouTube, because I don't really tell Instagram about YouTube, and the only reason I don't is because I don't feel like they talk. I see people having millions and millions and millions of followers on YouTube, and they can barely hit 30K, 40K, 50K followers on Instagram. So I just try to keep the two separate because I think they're two separate audiences, and I reach who I need to reach on Instagram and I reach who I need to reach on YouTube. Now, when it comes to my clothing business, I wouldn't say, well, you never know. I've noticed people who, again, the people who I thought were gonna just be supporting me and going crazy, and I'm not saying going crazy in a sense like shopping, just like reposting or whatever may have you. The people who I thought were gonna do that for me have not. And how do I feel about it? I just feel like I don't want to say that they're a hater. I don't want to say that they're not happy for me. I just think that when people see you in one capacity and then you switch over and do something else, I think they be trying to catch their breath, child. And what I mean by that is, like, sometimes when people see stuff and it seems good, like amazing to them, they don't know how to handle it, and so they just don't say nothing at all, or they like tiptoe around how they want to support you. And it's I'm not gonna say it's hurtful, because my feelings not hurt, because the people who support me in everything shop, that's who I do it for. That's who I care about. I don't sit in my room and think about the people who are not. But when I do see certain things, when I post certain things and I don't, it's like you see this shit, it's in your face. I think that's the part that's scary, when something is in somebody's face. Now, if social media wasn't here and we just saw people in passing, like, oh, she started a business, then that's one thing. But social media has allowed it to us where we can really put it in their face. And when I see that I be putting stuff not in their face, I be putting it in everybody's face, because I want people to shop, and then I don't see them like saying nothing, or they have yet to repost, yet to shop, yet to say anything. Yeah, I do think they're a hater, for sure. I think you're hating, because I can't imagine, and the people I'm thinking about right now, I can't imagine them starting a business or doing something and me not commenting under their business page or saying something. I'm not like that. Nobody can sit back and say, oh, I've started something and Asha has not said nothing. She has not. No one can say that about me. And I sleep very well at night knowing that. So how I deal with it, I just don't care. And I hope the day that my business gets so powerful to where they can't be blind anymore, I hope they don't think that I'll be returning the favor in the sense of like when they start something. I hope they don't think that I'm gonna be going nuts. Am I gonna show love? Yeah, because that's the type of person I am. But am I gonna be going crazy? And no, I'm gonna give you the same energy you gave me. That's what I'm on this year. You getting the same energy you give me, honey. I'm giving it right back to you. Do you have any tips on budgeting? You got them big girl bills. So I'm gonna be honest, my budgeting has been a little bit off as of recently, and that's only because it's so many people birthdays been coming up and I've been having to show love. But what I do to budget or keep myself afloat, I just try to prioritize things. And right now, my main priority right now is, you know, my nails, my hair, my lashes. I thank God now that I have my business, I don't spend money on clothes. I have my business card and I buy clothes for my business and I wear my clothes. Like, this is from Everything Shop. Make sure y'all go shop. But that's what I do. So I minimize stuff. So if one thing becomes this much of my budget, the other things I minimize them to accommodate this. One thing I'll say about me, and this is not to like hurt nobody or make nobody feel away, I've never in my life not been able to pay my bills. Never. Even when I told y'all when I didn't have that job for 3 months, I was using them credit cards. I took their money out, their damn savings. I made a way. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud to say that I've never, even my parents, I've never had to ask my parents like, hey, can y'all help me this month? I prioritize what's important. Everything else be on the back end and whatever. I remember at a time when I couldn't even afford to get my hair done. You know what I did? I started wearing my real hair. I got my real hair colored blonde. This was, when was this, like 2018 maybe? Yeah, probably 2018. I dyed my real hair blonde and I was cute AF with that hair. Like, I know how to make some shit look good even if it ain't good. And I think everybody should know how to do that. When things go bleak or like, dang, I can't learn how to do it yourself. When during the pandemic, you couldn't get your hair done, you couldn't do a lot of stuff. I started learning how to do my own hair. That's how I learned how to curl and do stuff. Like, baby, the bills gonna always come first. I'm never gonna like not pay my bills behind something that I want to do. I'm just not that kind of person. But what I will do is prioritize like the things that I care about. Can you talk about negotiation work in the corporate world? I remember you bring this up before. Okay, so yes. So if you have not, go watch my video, How I Boss Myself Up. Watch that video. Because I gave out a lot of gems and I started from the beginning to the end. But the best thing you can do is, and I've told you guys this before, the longest job I've ever had in my life, I was there for 3 years. And I left because I was like, okay, the first year, after the first year, I got a promotion. And then I just kind of stayed. Okay, so let me think, because I want to give y'all the right numbers. 2019, I started that job. No, 2018, I started it. I'm saying this wrong. 2019, I started the job. 2020, I got a raise. That's when the pandemic hit. Nobody was looking for a job during the pandemic. 2020. After I'm coming out of 2020 going into 2021, that's when my eyes got big and I was like, all right, we getting back to normal now. I need more money. The best way for you to, just to stay on topic, to negotiate your worth is, first of all, know your shit and know who you are. Know what you bring to the table. Nobody's gonna take you serious if you go in and ask for more money and you can't even tell them why you need the more money. You just going in and saying, yeah, I think I need more money. I've been here for 5 years. He's gonna say, she's gonna say, oh, okay, so you know, what have you done in the last couple of years in order for us to feel like we need to get, they're gonna ask you those questions. You have to go in there damn near with a booklet showing like, hey, from when I started to now, this is what has changed. This is what I have brought to this job from when I started and where I am now. These are the different things that have happened in this time of me being at this job, and this is what I've contributed. Without me, this is what it will look like, and with me, this is what it looks like. That's the type of way you need to present to any employer when you're asking for an increase. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not asking for $1,000, $2,000. You're asking for at least a $10,000 increase, something that's going to change your salary, where your salary sits at. So you can't just walk in saying like, oh, I think I deserve because I've been loyal. Loyalty does not equate. It just doesn't, unfortunately. You have to show somebody your worth and why they need to promote you. So that's one thing. The second thing is, I would say you've done all that, you've expressed, and they still say, oh, we can't do nothing, and that's it, sis, we sorry, blah, blah, blah. Then you go and find you another job, sis. You get on LinkedIn and you find you another job and you make yourself have a raise. You give yourself a raise, sis. That's what I've done throughout my years of working in corporate, and it works like a charm. When they don't want to give you no more money, you go find a company that will, and you can always counter offer. Say you want to stay there. You can always say, hey, well, I applied to Walt Disney World and they want to give me more money for doing the same exact thing I do here. Will you guys match them, or I'll be putting in my 2 weeks? It's that simple. It's either they gonna barbecue or they're gonna mildew. And I've had companies try to overmatch, like, oh, okay, no, we'll give you what you asked for. And I've had companies that said, see you later. You never know how it's gonna go, but it's worth it, because at the end of the day, no job's ever gonna pay you what you deserve. They're just not. They're just not. They always got more money, so don't ever be afraid to ask, and hopefully you receive that message. Have you found a new apartment or townhome yet, and will Ashley be your realtor? So right now, guys, I am in the process of looking at new apartments. I'm in the process of looking at new apartments, child. I don't think I'm ready to have a house. I don't think I'm ready. As you guys know, I live alone, so just being in a big old house by myself, I'm not there yet. My mind is not on that right now. Maybe next year we'll see, but right now I think apartments is more me. A townhome may be a little bit different, because if I can get the kind where it's like connected to other townhomes, I feel like that'll make me feel less anxiety. I have a little bit anxiety of being in like a single family home by myself. I'm gonna be honest, I just don't know. And yeah, so anyway, if I do, Ashley will be my realtor. I've already been talking with her and kind of giving her an idea of my price point and you know, the direction I want to go in, the locations I'm looking in. So we'll see, fingers crossed, but we will see. Not a question, but can you start to carry extra smalls? I may have addressed this before, but the vendors that I use for my company currently, they just keep doing that small, medium, large. I am not going in and saying, oh, I'm not gonna sell this in extra large, I'm not gonna sell this in extra small. They don't be having it. So what I'm trying to do and trying to work on eventually to combat that is just coming out with my own stuff, stuff that is handcrafted, thought of, designed by me. And I will have all the sizes, but baby, that don't happen overnight, so I don't want to promise anything. But again, my business will be 5 months old on March 16th, so we getting there. We just gotta keep the train going, y'all, but we getting there. Someone said, how do you manage your black girl luxury lifestyle? Okay, again, this is in how did I boss myself up, but this is how I manage. For those of y'all who are wondering and asking, and I even had somebody the other day said, sis got her a scammer. No, guys, I do not date a scammer. This is how I manage my black girl luxury lifestyle. I have not one, not two, but 3 incomes. I make over 6 figures along with my 9 to 5. My YouTube check, my check is checking. I'm gonna be honest. And that's with no sponsorships, which is something I'm thinking about adding. But as y'all know, I'm so busy. I barely can give y'all 2 videos a week. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna even incorporate a sponsorship. We'll figure that out. But my YouTube check is checking, honey. And the third way is my online boutique, which I think I've told you this guys, but my business has already scaled. I've already recouped what I put in, and every time I drop, my sales do very well. And this is not me bragging and boasting, because y'all know I ain't even that kind of girl. Very, very blessed. Thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. I cannot thank you enough. I'm getting a little emotional because he has truly blessed me, and that's the main reason of just my black girl luxury lifestyle. My friends will tell you, especially Iman. Y'all know Iman who do my nails. She used to be confused and blown. Why do you have these expensive ass apartments? Like, why is your rent? Back then when I first got my first apartment, my rent was over $1,000. She was confused, like, why? Let me tell y'all the kind of woman I am. I put myself in uncomfortable situations because I ain't gonna barbecue every time. It makes me go harder. I don't want to ever live, and this is just me. This is not to hurt nobody or make nobody feel no kind of way. This is Asha. I don't want to be living a comfortable life of just, oh, my bills, oh, I make $1,000 a month, and after I pay all my bills, I still got $200 to do what I want, or $300, $400 to do whatever I want. I don't know. I want to up it. Every year, my mark where I think like, oh, I need to make this much a month, it goes up damn near every couple of months. I don't even want to say every year, because the more money I make, the more I'm seeing it ain't enough. I'm gonna just be honest. To say the least, for what I care about and what I want to do, and y'all know me, I love to travel, keep that hair done. The hair gonna be done, them nails gonna be done, them lashes gonna be done. Like, I'm gonna do my maintenance, and I'm gonna buy me a bag from time to time. I literally just bought me a new bag. I'll probably unbox it later on this week. But I bought it to celebrate the fact that I'm working so hard to have these things. It's just what I care about. And I feel like when you decide and you sit back and say, this is what I care about, sis, I'm telling you, all of a sudden you gonna be like, I gotta get it. By any means, like, I gotta get it. So that's the main way. That's the main way. What I make can take care of all of my bills plus more, because I have put myself in position. And like I told you guys earlier on in this video, I'm literally right now in the process of trying to think of what else I can do that don't involve social media. What other kind of stream of income can I tap into that does not involve social media? Like, my mind is going 24/7. So that's the first thing. Now, again, I've talked about this before, but I'm gonna say it again for the women in the back. You have to date men that are on the same thing you're on and bring to you and do not take away from you. Where I lack, or if something I want a little extra of, or something I want, and it's never a need, because I can take care of all my needs. But anything I want extra, anything that is extra, my man take care of that. He gon' do that every single time. I would never date anybody who cannot make my life easier. I'm just not doing it. I've been that girl, and it's so funny, y'all, because I know that the video is very long, but I wanted to make sure I got everything out. I was just telling my coworkers last week, because I walked in and my coworker, she was like, girl, not you coming in here with no Dior bag. She was like, oh, like going nuts. And I was just like, hold on, sis. I said, one thing about it, my man bought this for me for Christmas. Be very clear. But I said, but, you know, I realized, and she was like, oh, he got friends, what I gotta do. And we was talking about that, but in the end of that conversation, I was telling her, because she's successful. She made more than me. She's an account executive. She's a having queen. But again, sometimes you buy yourself stuff. You want other people who can, like, you know, give me a little gift, a little something from here and there, or whatever it may have you. And I had to tell her, like, stop leading. And I'm talking to any woman right now who is like, dang, I want somebody who can do a little something for me from time to time. Sometimes I love spoiling myself, but I want to be spoiled from time to time. Stop leading with, oh, I'm this independent woman. When I started making money, like, I feel like when I started really, really making good money was probably like in 2019. I remember I used to always lead with, oh yeah, I made this. Like telling the guys I was dating, like, oh, this how much I made. They would come to my apartment and they would be like, WTF, this how you living? I was living in a 1-bedroom, 1,000 square foot 1-bedrooms back in 2019. They used to come over and be looking around like, this you? You ain't got no roommate? They eyes was big, sis. Excuse me, I'm getting like, talking about spit coming out of everything because I'm like, dang. But no, seriously, they was like, oh, looking around like, oh, they eyes are so big. And I used to be like, yeah, I made this at my job. And, you know, I was just going nuts, telling them all my accolades. I got my master's and just going nuts. Them same men used to be like, oh, like when the time came and I'm like, oh, my nails, or oh, I want this, or my hair, I gotta get my hair. Them same kings all of a sudden used to be, oh, shoot, you got it. Oh, you know, you get paid Friday. Or it's like they started to minimize like being the man that they are because I was so abrasive on the kind of woman that I was. Restart that part again, sis. They started to minimize the type of man they were because I was so aggressive, so bragging of the type of woman that I was, to where it just diminished the relationship, because it's like, oh, you ain't trying to do nothing for me because you think I got it. Whether I got it or I don't, you should be wanting to make my life easier. Why not? I mean, we're dating. You ain't got to pay my bill. You ain't got to do nothing. You just... So I'm saying all that to say I had to tell my coworkers, like, stop leading with independent woman. We all, at the job I work at, everybody's having there. Everybody got money. It's going on. And I'm like, stop leading with that. You need to start saying, I'm poor, help me. Your hand need to be like it's so funny because we talk so much about the city girls, and I love JT, I love Young Miami. And I was watching JT's interview with Angie Martinez, and she literally said, like, oh yeah, in my music I holler and I say stuff like, oh, you know, I need a man that can do this and that, and I need this and that. She was like, in real life, I'm a partner. Like, I'm a partner to him. Where he lack, I help. And I was like, yeah, I felt her on that. I'm the same way. Like, where he lack, I help, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, you still want to be in position to where, like, you don't want to go so hard about your accolades, your business, what you doing, what you can afford, this and that. And then the guy like, oh, well, I don't have to help her. She's good. Stop doing that, sis. I ain't gonna lie, I had to learn the very hard way. It was so hard in one of my relationships. I'm not gonna say which one. I was splitting bills sometimes, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And queens that's doing that, it's not nothing wrong with that. It's just when it had started becoming every time, and I felt like it was because he knew, like, oh, she got it. Now, I ain't gonna say I don't, you know, my man know what I got going on. He know what's going on. He different. He's a Capricorn. He cut from a different cloth, honey. They are providers. Capricorns are providers, and they are different. But I still don't go hard and be like, yeah, I made this much this month from my online boutique, or oh, my YouTube check was this, or oh, I just don't do it no more. I never did it with him, but I'm saying I don't lead with my accolades. We talking normal, and I be saying my hair, damn, I need to get my hair done. How much is it? That's all I want to hear. Dang, my gas, or whatever it is. you know, date somebody that's making your life easier. And I help him make his life easier too. So I'm not trying to say this is like one-sided. But you ask how I keep up my black girl luxury lifestyle. Again, 80% of it is me, 75% of it is me, and the other percentage is I date men who can meet me there. Meet me and exceed me there, actually really exceed me there. But at least bare minimum meet me there and then exceed me there. That's how I maintain, sis. And I know I talked a lot on that, but I had to make it clear and make sure you understood. Last question, and then we're gonna end this video. Dang, this video almost an hour long. Are you ready to move a man in your home or hire an assistant? Woo, this is a good one. I'm glad we ended on this one. So as y'all know, which I'm not gonna go back into, I've always lived alone. After college, I was straight on them roommates and how that be going on. I just have always lived alone. I will say the relationship I am in now has been a lot more intense as far as like his stuff here, and we be together all the time, and it's different. It's very different, but I think I'm warming up to the thought of living with someone and actually like cohabitating. I'm warming up to it. I think it's gonna be very different for me because it's gonna be a change because I'm not used to it. The only people I'm ever used to living with in my life are my parents, and they get on my nerves too. So with that being said, I think it's gonna be a challenge, but it's a challenge I'm willing to take, because if I don't work on that now, if I don't try to learn how to cohabitate with someone now, then I'm not gonna have nobody. Nobody's gonna wanna be with me because it's like I'm gonna make it hard for them. So I think in the relationship I'm in now, you know, it has been a change in a sense. Like I'm learning, like, okay, this how you like stuff, this how I like stuff, this need to be like this, you like stuff like that. Like we're learning each other in that regard. So I would say we'll see soon. I don't know, but we'll see soon, because I'm not getting any younger. So we'll see. And as far as hiring an assistant, I don't know, y'all. I'm gonna be honest, and I would love to have an assistant, especially honestly one of my subscribers, somebody who you know, trying to have an extra stream of income and can help me. I would love to do that, but I just don't trust people. I don't trust people. Right now, the only people who help me with my business is my mom and my dad and my brother. I trust them with my life. I trust them with my life. So that's who helped me. I'm currently literally have my parents on payroll and my brother when they come and help me. That's what's going on right now. If I ever blow up and get big, if I can move into like a warehouse where I don't have to have nobody in my space, like come into where I keep my inventory, like if it's personal, like if it's somebody's home that I'm close with, if it's my home, then that's different. But until I get to that space, I probably won't have an assistant anytime soon. Maybe like if I could have a virtual assistant, but then that's also still kind of iffy because I would have to give them access to like my emails and stuff. It's just too much, child. So I don't know. We'll see. I think Jada, I watched the interview with Jada and she said it best. You have to have help in order to grow. And I do want to grow. So we'll see. As the future continues, we'll see what the future holds and we will go from there. But anyway, guys, I think I answered every question. That concludes all of the questions that I got. I'm just checking to make sure because I don't want to miss anybody's question and they be like, girl, why you ain't answer my question? I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I am looking forward to being very consistent again with YouTube. 2 videos a week. So this week you guys will be getting 2 videos. I'm so excited and I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for continuing to support me. Leave a question, leave a comment, whatever. Make sure y'all thumbs up this video so I can get on the algorithm. And make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't. And I love you guys and I will see you guys in the next video.